Okay, I couldn't find any videos on how to or where they explain stats. I don't know why it was so hard to find. Maybe I'm just stupid from being sick or whatever, but or maybe it's so obvious for people who search this kind of stuff that they only want more meta relevant things. Anyways, so what I wanted to show you is, oh fuck's sakes, a commercial and now my screen is locked. Well, yeah. Anyway, uh, explain how stats work. Very basic. So let's take a Pokemon like Gyarados. Scroll down. I'm on Cerebi.net, which is actually you can see the site name there. Very useful site. So here it shows the base stats. Every Pokemon has base stats, and then they're also affected depending on what IVs and EVs they have, but we'll get to that later. So base stats. So Gyarados base stat is hit point 95. So that's like the health it has. It's based on the base stat and IVs and EVs, but as I said later on, and different kind of multipliers like the level of the Pokemon. So Gyarados base stat is in HP is 95, attack 125, defense 79, special attack 60, special defense 100, and speed 81. Now I'll explain what they do. So, well, actually, let's start with speed. It should be rather simple. It's how fast you are. So if you have more speed than your opponent, then you attack before them. If you have the same speed, aka a speed tie, then it's gonna be a random chance which one attacks first. Okay. Then we have attack and special attack. So attack is referred to as physical attack, and then we have special attack. So Pokemon attacks, there are three kinds of attacks. Let's see. There are things like physical attacks. For example, Body Slam. It's physical. And you can, when you check attacks on, for example, Cerebi, or even in game, you can see these same symbols in game. Hold on. This symbol, the red one with a yellow star, means the attack is a physical attack. So when you use Body Slam, you see it has 85 attack power. So then it's a physical attack. So then it's gonna use your physical attack stat, aka attack stat, which is 125. And then again, if you use a special attack, like Surf, you see it's special because it has this, blue kind of whirlpool thing, or blue thing with white circles. That means it's a special attack. And when you use a special attack, it uses the special attack's power and your special attack, which on Gyarados is 60. 125 is a bit more than 60, so generally you want to give Gyarados physical attacks. So you have physical and special attacks, and then there are third kinds of attacks that are called, is it status attacks? And that's like the gray box with a white thing right there. So that's an attack like, well, taunt. The target is taunted to a rage that allows you to only use attacking moves for 3 turns. Well, basically, a status attack is an attack that never does damage. It does something else. Like, if you have an attack like Tail Whip or Growl, attacks that you have in the beginning, that lower your opponent's stats but don't do damage. Those are status attacks. An attack like Dragon Dance, it gives you more attack, physical attack, and speed. That's a status attack because it doesn't do damage, but it buffs your Pokemon. Any attack that doesn't do damage is a status attack, and those attacks don't use any of your stats. So yeah, there are physical attacks, and special attacks and status attacks. When you use a physical attack, the calculation count or the game uses the attack's power and your attack stat. If you use a special attack like Surf, it takes the attack's power and your special attack. So there you see why you want to use a physical attack on Gyarados. It has over double physical attack. Okay, so the next step, if you understand all this, is when you use a physical attack against an opponent, then the game checks the opponent's defense. Use attack versus defense, or physical defense, as some call it. So attack versus defense, and then HP. HP is like the life total. And then when you use a special attack, it checks the opponent's special defense, and then goes to HP. So HP is like the health, and then you have your how good you are defending against the two different kinds of attack. So if a Gyarados uses Body Slam, let's say you're against another Gyarados, so then we can use these same stats. If a Gyarados uses Body Slam against another Gyarados, it's gonna check your attack stat against their defense stat, and then go to HP, and then calculate what the damage becomes. And of course use the Body Slam's power. If you use a special attack, it takes the special attack's power and your special attack stat against the defending Pokemon's special defense, and then goes to HP. I hope that was clear. If there are questions, ask. I know this is kinda not the best quality video, but I think you'll survive. I'll answer questions.